tonight. We will be performing Sergei Prokofiev's Peter and the Wolf. In 1935, Prokofiev and his family returned to Russia after many years of living in America and in Paris. Prokofiev brought his children to see a performance at the Moscow Children's Theater. The director noticed that Prokofiev seemed to enjoy the performances as much or more than his children. Some months after his first meeting with Prokofiev, the director suggested that Prokofiev write a musical piece for children. A poet was hired to write the narration, but when the young lady presented the story she had written, Prokofiev was very displeased and nearly threw her out of his apartment. He instead wrote the story himself and had the entire piece completed for piano within a week. We are quite happy to have one of our own narrating this wonderful story tonight. Patrick McMahon, our resident clarinetist, author, painter, and all-round artist extraordinaire, will be telling the story. Now, it is strange to say goodnight only halfway through the concert, but there it is. We want to extend our enormous gratitude once again to the Southwestern College Choir. We also want to thank our volunteers for helping put this event together. And we definitely want to thank you for coming out and supporting the arts tonight. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Patrick McMahon. Here is John Winkleman, the Hillcrest Wind Ensemble with Peter and the Wolf, as told by Patrick McMahon.
Early one morning, Peter opened the gate and went out into the big green meadow. Chirped the bird gaily. came waddling around. She was glad that Peter had not closed the gate and decided to have a nice swim in the deep pond in the meadow. Seeing the duck, the little bird flew down upon the grass, settled next to the duck, and shrugged her shoulders. "What kind of a bird are you if you can't fly?" said he. To this the duck replied, "What kind of a bird are you if you can't swim?" and dived into the pond. They argued and argued, the duck swimming in the pond, the little bird hopping back and forth along the shore. Suddenly, something caught Peter's eye. He noticed a cat crawling through the grass. The cat thought, the bird is busy arguing. I'll just grab him. Stealthily, she crept toward him on her velvet paws. "Look out!" shouted Peter, and the bird immediately flew up into the tree. While the duck quacked angrily at the cat. From the middle of the pond. The cat crawled round and round the tree and thought, is it worth climbing up so high? By the time I get there, the bird will have flown away. Just then, Grandfather came out. He was angry because Peter had gone into the meadow. It's a dangerous place. If a wolf should come out of the forest, then what would you do? Attention to grandfather's words. Boys like Peter are not afraid of wolves. But grandfather took Peter by the hand, locked the gate, and led him home. Then a big gray wolf did come out of the forest. In a twinkling, the cat scampered up the tree. The duck quacked and, in her great excitement, jumped out of the pond. But no matter how hard the duck tried to run, she couldn't escape the wolf. He was getting nearer and nearer, catching up with her. bird on another. Not too close to the cat. And the wolf walked round and round the tree, looking at both of them with greedy eyes. In the meantime, Peter, without the slightest fear, stood behind the closed gate, watching all that was going on. He ran home, found a strong rope, and climbed up the high stone wall. One of the branches of the tree around which the wolf was stalking stretched out over the wall. Grabbing hold of the branch, Peter lightly climbed out over onto the tree. Peter said to the bird, "Fly down and circle around the wolf's head. Only take care that he doesn't catch you." The bird almost touched the wolf's head with his wings, while the wolf snapped angrily at him from this side and that. How the bird did worry the wolf. How the wolf wanted to catch him. But the bird was much too clever, and the wolf simply couldn't do anything about it. Meanwhile, Peter made a lasso, and carefully letting it down, caught the wolf by the tail and pulled with all his might. tail tighter. Just then, some hunters came out of the woods. Following the wolf's trail, shooting as they came. But Peter, sitting in the tree, said, "Don't shoot. The bird and I have already caught the wolf. Now help us take him to the zoo." And there, imagine the triumphant procession. Peter at the head. hear the duck quacking inside the wolf, because the wolf, in his hurry, had swallowed her